Nevis, and today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about teen pregnancy and some of the realities and struggles that they face. Back in the 1800s, it wasn't a thing of shock to hear about a 16-year-old becoming married and expecting to have a child. However, due to the evolution of society throughout the years, it has become a thing of disgrace if a woman under the age of 18 becomes impregnated. Despite the negative attention that one receives when they become a teen mother, the assumed negative outcome isn't that are commonly associated are not always the case. This judgment that is commonly passed on a young woman who becomes a mother is a typical stereotype that needs to be reevaluated. I myself became pregnant at the young age of 17 and experienced struggles and judgments that the common teen girl does not endure. Teen mothers experience things such as educational and financial struggles, health risks for the baby and themselves, as well as emotional distress. To begin, let's discuss one of the main negative aspects associated with teen pregnancy, which would be financial and educational struggles in which they experience. When a young teen girl gets pregnant, it is often hard to maintain the continuance of their education, as well as finding time to maintain work. Continuing one's education following the occurrence of a pregnancy or birth can be difficult for a teen mom, considering the new responsibility of that child, low energy levels, and social alienation causing one to feel not welcome. One of the things that can inhibit a teen mom's continuance of school is how consuming it is to take care of a new infant. A baby requires a lot of work, such as feeding, diaper changes, soothing, and much more. These new responsibilities can take up most of a person's day. It can be very difficult for a young girl to return to school without some sort of daycare, whether it's family or childcare. However, this is not always simple because it can be very pricey to put a child into daycare. Being pregnant or being a mother can be physically exhausting and consume much of a person's day, leaving you physically and mentally exhausted. Most babies have a hard time sleeping at night, which isn't always the best to wake up at 6:30 in the morning running on 3 hours of sleep. Moreover, not only is being a mom a full-time job, but continuing school while pregnant or after having a child can involve social alienation, which can in turn discourage one to attend. When it comes to working to support one's child at such a young age, it can also be difficult. Finding a well-paying job or finding a job with flexible hours to accommodate a busy schedule with an infant is close to impossible. Being a teen mom, you are also more likely to find a job that doesn't pay more than minimum wage considering your education level, considering that you're not out of high school. This can be challenging when trying to pay for your child's needs, such as diapers, formula, clothing, childcare, and whatnot. Not only can it be hard for a teen mom to afford the necessities that a child needs when it comes to a job that does not require a high school diploma, the hours are going to be very unreasonable, which is going to leave you in a predicament when you're trying to find a daycare to accommodate your schedule as well. A teen mom's education and financial stability are a main concern. However, one of the things that people don't always think about when they think of teen moms are the health risks associated with bearing a child at such a young age. When a woman carries a child in her teen years, there are many risks associated with and can compromise her health. Not only is a young mother's health at risk, but so is the child's. When a teen girl conceives a child, she runs several risks that others do not experience. These include lack of prenatal care, low iron, and preeclampsia. According to Casey Gaither, teen girls who are pregnant, especially if they don't have support from their parents, run a risk for not receiving adequate prenatal care. This is because most young girls feel ashamed of their pregnancy, don't feel like they're comfortable enough to reach out to family or friends, and don't receive the care that they need for their infant. This neglect of prenatal care can cause birth defects as well as health issues to the mother. Not only are teen mothers more likely not to get adequate prenatal care, but they also run the risk of low iron and preeclampsia. High blood pressure in pregnancy can cause a woman to go into preeclampsia, otherwise known as toxemia. According to the Preeclampsia Foundation, globally, preeclampsia and other hypertension disorders of pregnancy are the leading cause of maternal and infant illness and death. By conservative estimates, these disorders are responsible for 76,000 maternal and 500,000 infant deaths each year. Another thing to take into consideration is the health risk for the children of the teen mother. One of the most concerning health risks is that pregnant teens are more likely to go into preterm labor. This preterm labor can cause their babies to have higher risk or low birth rate. Low birth weight can cause a variety of health problems at birth as well as later on in their life. Not only do these children of teen mothers run health risks inside the womb, but outside as well. According to Stanley Swirsky, children born to teenage mothers are at an increased risk for abuse and neglect. Being so young and dealing with an infant crying can be very stressful, especially for a teen who is not emotionally mature, and can often cause frustration, which puts the child at risk of abuse or shaken baby syndrome. Moreover, having a child at such a young age is evidently very hard. These young teens are not only at physical health problems, but are at risk for mental health issues as well. Young girls having a child can be a shock to many, including herself. Because of this difficult situation, teen moms' emotional stability is at risk. These young mothers often endure emotional abuse from others who often judge and criticize. When a young teen becomes pregnant and gives birth to a child, it changes many aspects of her life. This can often cause social difficulties and postpartum depression. More than often, teen mothers find themselves having a hard time to return to normalcy after giving birth to their child and continuing their friendships because they are in a different place in life. These social difficulties and changes in a young girl's life can cause her to feel isolated and alone. It is very common for a young woman to suffer from postpartum depression because of all these changes and emotions going on in her life. Not only are teen moms at risk for postpartum depression and social difficulties, but they are also being treated very cruel by others. One struggle that is associated with having a child at such a young age is being scrutinized by adults for making reckless decisions. This can lower a young mother's self-esteem when they are already going through enough as it is. Teen moms experience alienation at social events or at school and often feel isolated from friends who don't spend time with them now that they have adult responsibilities that they do not understand. It can be hard to find a friend at that age that has a child or can understand your situation. As you can see, being a young mother is much harder than what most people think when they make snap judgments. Being a teen mother is an experience that involves educational and financial struggles, health risks, as well as emotional distress. As you can see, these young mothers experience many struggles and hardships. Instead of criticizing them, how about getting to know them or offering a helpful hand or a listening ear? Maybe next time when you see a teen mother, don't make snap judgments. There's much more to these strong young women than meets the eye. Thank you for listening.